Yes, sorry, I was muted, yes. Cool. Yeah, awesome. Cheers. Okay.
When you come to Kvarner, treat yourself to an experience you will remember. Enjoy the luxurious ambience. Experience superior service. Indulge in endless pleasures. The pearl of the tourism offer in the pearl of the Adriatic. Liburnia, Hotels and Villas.
American Festival of Rome here at Circuit Vallelunga here in Italy for the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. It is Sunday. We've got 2 more races coming up for the weekend after 2 fantastic races in EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2 yesterday. Crowd already gathering in the grandstands and all over the grid as we prepare for today's first event. It is going to be the second race at Vallelunga for EuroNASCAR 2, round 6 of their championship. And thankfully for the drivers, it's cooled down a little bit from yesterday. We saw temperatures of 32 degrees Celsius during their race yesterday. It's the exact opposite today. It's 23 degrees Celsius. So it should be much more bearable for the drivers out there today, but still plenty warm for them all. You can see them using the umbrellas to try and keep themselves cool. That's Alberto Nasca. Obviously, race winner yesterday as well, and leading the championship by quite some margin as well. Doing a fantastic job to get pole position earlier on Saturday and then take the race win yesterday as well. You can see the fans
just very quickly
all crowding around. They're waiting to try and get as close to the action as possible. Great access that the fans get at EuroNASCAR events. And we're going to go down to the grid where we've got Andre waiting with one of the drivers that did a pretty good job yesterday.
Yeah, I'm here with the pole sitter Vladimiros Tsotsis. Sorry for disturbing you writing some autographs, but we have to talk about your pole position and your plans for today.
Yeah, we will keep our momentum like we showed this weekend and until now this year. Yes, and the stability and just keep progressing until the end of the race is the key. We saved our tires yesterday. I am positive for today. I will give my best, like always, to do the best possible result. And of course, our goal is the highest step of the podium today.
All right, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
That is a 5th pole position in 6 races for Vladimiros Tsotsis there. A fantastic record to have. The only driver to have set a pole position other than the Cypriot is our championship leader Alberto Nasca, who took the win yesterday but didn't do enough to get pole position for today. It's going to be an interesting battle between the top 3-4 drivers. Alberto Nasca, Liam Hazelmans, Vladimiros Tsotsis, Martin Dubeck, all very close together. Yesterday it seemed not too much separating all of them. So with the way that the grid is set up, we could be in for a very interesting race. And Andre is trying to get a word with Alberto Nasca, it seems, but he's been swarmed by a mob of fans.
No problem. No problem. What are your plans for today?
Try and win. I mean, yeah, yesterday we went faster than the pros, so that's something important to realize because, I mean, is there even more? Because if we went 1/10 of a second faster than Alon Day, okay, Alon was managing, okay, but I mean, I don't think he was sleeping inside the car, so I don't think really he... And yeah, that's... and Tsiortis went 1/10 of a second faster than me, so he got the pole position. And now let's see how he manages to stay in the lead. So I don't know, I will improvise because it depends on how we start, on how it goes in the first laps. It really depends. The thing is that if you say, okay, is there more? I don't know. If we were faster than the pros, I don't know if we are already to the limit or if there's more. I mean, Alon Day is probably the best reference you can have in the EuroNASCAR, so it would be hard this season.
All right, enjoy the race and grazie mille and good luck.
Thank you. Bye. Ciao.
It's always great to hear from. You can see there just how popular Alberto is. You can see the crowd. Pretty much all the people that went onto the grid almost immediately went straight to Alberto. They're easily the most popular driver on the grid, starting from the opposite end of the grid from what he did yesterday. It will be interesting for him because he hasn't had to overtake anyone in race number 1. He led from the start to the finish. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that and what sort of moves he tries to make if he can keep up to the back of CEST. Andre's back down on the grid.
I'm here with Martin Dubek. Good starting position. Row 2. You have Alberto NASCAR and Vladimiros Tsotsis in front of you. What does it take to overtake them and win that race?
So I cannot tell it. Yesterday it was unlucky. I damaged the tires after the restart. So 5 laps I drove without rear left tire. Now it will be better, hopefully. We will see. Now it's better. It's not too much hot, but I think that we found good setup for now. And we will see. Hopefully it will be better than yesterday.
All right, thank you so much. Good luck. And I think we have right the next one. We stay here down the grid when we have the chance. Tuomas Penttinen again. It's again the Finnish sauna today, right?
Yeah, it is. Not so hot as yesterday, but quite hot.
Did you enjoy the racing so far here at Vallelunga?
Yeah, of course. The track is nice and I was bit slow yesterday, but from P6 to P4, now I start from P5. I think it's P3 then.
Yeah, you made good progress over the races and you're already there with the front runners. So is your aim to finally get the podium, the overall podium?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully. Didn't maybe have the speed yet, but hopefully.
All right. Then good luck and have fun.
Thank you.
Ciao.
I think maybe being a little bit hard on himself there. I thought he had quite a good race out there yesterday. He made a good couple moves, got up into some good positions, fought well. Definitely did not look out of position there, up there in the top 5 at all. So I think probably being a little bit hard on himself. But with the cooler temperatures today, hopefully the drivers will have a little bit of an easier time. It is a solid 8 degrees Celsius cooler. So yeah, despite the fact that the sun is still blazing out there, yeah, it's going to be a little bit cooler for the drivers. And so hopefully for drivers like Martin Dubek and Liam Hazeman, who happen to be doing both EuroNASCAR 2 and EuroNASCAR Pro, they won't have quite as tough of a time. And speaking of the devil, we're going to speak to Liam now.
Yes, thanks, Dane. I'm here with Liam Hazemans. Yesterday, you went with a great restart to 3rd, and I almost thought, will he make it again like Brand Sedge going from P3 to P1? But the guys in front of you were incredibly fast. What does it take to beat them?
Yeah, no, exactly as you said. Yesterday was quite difficult because, yeah, as you said, we had a great start, but I tried to catch them, but yeah, they were just a bit too quick for us. But yeah, we tried something now in the warm-up, so it went quite well actually. So no, normally we should be more in the front pack now. I think now we can really challenge the 2 guys in front, so it should be fine normally.
You said you tried something for a fan to know exactly what can you do, what are you trying?
Yeah, actually.
Or is it secret?
No, it's not a secret. Well, for most drivers normally, but no, actually, just yeah, you just have to try it. I mean, you know, it was also yesterday. I thought, okay, just try to have a great restart because I saw also Tsotsis had a really great start all the time. He was just next to Alberto, so yeah. And also now we're starting in the inside line, so maybe. I think we have a bit of an advantage now, I think. Yeah. I think if I can in the start maybe pass immediately Alberto and then try to catch with Vladimir should be fine.
Was it trying driver's side or setup-wise?
Both. Both. It was really both. We had to try both things. Have to try it out.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you well and good luck. I think we have right the next one. Bonjour, Paul Giuffreau.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
Ça va.
How's it going here at Vallelunga so far?
We had not the weekends that we wanted. We missed a lot of running time. So yeah, I'm really happy to be there because I'm 6. It's the first time. And yeah, the track is really amazing. So yeah, I'm taking, you know, I like a kid when I'm driving, so with the smile. So this is really perfect.
You start yesterday. We have the national anthems. Just stay for a second.
national anthem of the United States of America there, and it will shortly be followed by the national anthem of Italy. Round of applause from the crowd there, as the drivers will be starting to get into their cars now. You can see the drivers just getting themselves prepared. 4.5 minutes left until we will get the starting command, and we're back down with Andre.
Yes, we were not finished with Paul Giuffreau. You started last year in the Club Challenge. This year is your first EuroNASCAR 2 year. How is the learning curve? Is it steep?
Yeah, I think that the Club Challenge is crucial to be, you know, prepare for to race a real racing car, because, you know, before the Club Challenge I was doing karting, so the step was huge. So I was needing so much this Club Challenge. So yeah, I can saw now that this was really, you know, good to take it.
All right. Merci beaucoup and have good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay, we have right the next one, because we have the most famous words in motorsports coming up. I'm here now with Jill Inster. Describe your weekend so far.
Not that good. We struggled a little bit in qualifying, so I had to start yesterday on P10. And yeah, yesterday we had some issues with the car, and so I fall back in the field. And yeah, today's a new day, and I'm looking forward for today.
Did you do the warm-up or Nicolo?
I did the warm-up today, yeah.
And how was the car there?
Very good, very good. So that's exactly what I need. The team did an amazing job from yesterday to today, and I think today we will have a good race.
A good race. So what is your expectation?
Top 5 must be possible today.
All right, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Great to hear from Leinster there, making his way into the cars now. Just 3 minutes to go until we get the starting command. As Andre said, the most famous words in all of motorsport about to be uttered by the Grand Marshal. You can see the drivers getting into their cars now, getting prepared. And in just a minute's time, we'll get the track evacuation. So all those people you can see around the cars, they're all going to have to be gone before the Grand Marshal will get us underway. Liam Hazeman's there, doing double duty this weekend, of course. EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2. Loads of track time for the Dutchman. And unfortunately, we are missing a couple of cars from this race, as we were yesterday as well. A couple of cars not able to make it due to incidents that we had throughout yesterday in both qualifying and in the races. Missing a couple of drivers from this EuroNASCAR 2 race. As the grid is getting cleared now All of the crews back to their garages as we are just 1 minute away from the starting command. Just one crew member allowed to stay with the car until that starting command, then they'll all head off as well. And the field will be led around the circuit by the pace car. Some teams just doing final checks with their drivers, making sure they're all happy. You can see at the front, Alberto NASCAR on the right with that red banner, leading the championship. And on the left, on pole position, Vladimir Rostsorts. What a battle we had between the two of them yesterday. Very rarely separated by more than half a second. Here comes the starting command from our Grand Marshal. And the engines roar into life. 1 minute to go until the formation lap will begin. And we will get ready to get underway. It is a 60-kilometer race here in EuroNASCAR 2. Well, 61.5-kilometer race, 15 laps. The drivers will spend around the Vallelunga circuit. That is, of course, assuming we don't have an overtime finish. We very nearly ended up having one yesterday. We had two of them at Brands Hatch, so always something the drivers have to be aware of. They only get one set of tyres throughout the weekend. They've already had a whole lot of running on Friday and a lot more running as well yesterday. So saving those tyres throughout the weekend, as Vladimir Rostsorts on pole position thinks he's done quite well. Well, that's going to be crucial for this race. Pace car has pulled away. Green flags are out. And the field will get rolling for the first time today. And we'll take a look at the starting grid. On pole position, Vladimir Rostsorts in the number 5 machine. Lining up alongside yesterday's race winner, Alberto NASCAR, championship leader as well in the number 88 Carl Racing car. Liam Hazemans will start in P3 in the number 50. Martin de Beck in the number 7. Both of those drivers doing double duty in EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2. Tuomas Ponttinen, not happy with his performance yesterday. I think he did just fine. Starts P5 today. Paul Jaffro in P6. Dario Casso in P7 in the number 33 machine. And Linster Gill starts P8, hoping for a top 5 finish today. Yesterday's Lady Trophy winner, Luli Del Castello in P9. Luli Stelso starting in P10. And here's the circuit that the drivers are facing the entire weekend long. Autodromo de Vallelunga, just over 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles, depending on your units of choice. 14 difficult corners for the drivers. The first one, left-hander flat out, and then turn 2, Curva Grande. Very difficult for the drivers. A little bit of a lift required through there. Massive compression as well. Drivers have been saying all weekend long, the chassis slams into the tarmac every time you go through that corner at speed. A wonderful experience for the drivers. Turn 4, Jiminy 1. Easily the best overtaking opportunity, especially at the beginning of the race. That's how we saw Tuomas Ponttinen get past Liam Hazemans in race 1 of the weekend yesterday. And the drivers now are heading through turn number 9 in towards Semaforo. One of the most important braking zones on the circuit. It's really tricky to get it right, easy to lock up a brake. And if you flat spot the tyres, those are flat spotted for the entire weekend. So can really ruin a race and a race weekend if you can't get that braking zone quite right. Then into the tightest corner on the circuit, more than 180 degrees for Torrentino at turn 11. And coming out of that, the drivers are moving into double file. They head through turns 12 and 13 of EuroNASCAR. The pace car will pull off to the left-hand side of our screen, to the right-hand side of the circuit, into the pit lane. And the field will be under the control of Vladimiros Tsiotsis for the 5th time this season. They'll go around the final corner, Roma. Another very important corner, carry that speed all the way down to turn 4 at Jiminy 1 from the exit of this one. Here we go then, round number 6 of EuroNASCAR 2 in 2022, and we are green, and it's a brilliant start from Vladimiros Tsiotsis, and looks like Liam Hazeman's got a good start as well. He's already alongside Alberto Nasca, and through Curva Grande they go. Nasca just about holds on to second position. It looks like a fairly clean start. A couple drivers kicking up some dust as they make their way through turn 3 and into Jiminy 1 for the first time. And Alberto Nasca looks like he's being pushed back all the way down into P4 maybe. And he has, and it's Liam Hazeman who's up into second place, and it looks like Martin de Beck in third as well, as we make our way down in towards Campignano for the very first time today. Alberto Nasca trying to go around the outside. He's back up into P3, he's around Martin de Beck, and he's trying to get back past Liam Hazeman's here. And he's going to be sending it up the inside in towards turn number 8 and up onto the orange sausage curbs. That's going to compromise his exit. Hazemans is around the outside of those sausage curbs, and he's going to drop back all the way to P5 it seems, allowing both Pontonen and Beck to get past as we make our way through Semaforo for the first time. And all of this has allowed Vladimiros Tsiotsis to extend a monster gap out in front. You can see it there just on the left side of the screen, as they're side by side through EuroNASCAR. A move being made for 6th and 7th position there. And the 56 has managed to get ahead as the drivers will come around the final corner to start lap number 2. We'll take a look just at how much things have been shaken up here. It is Vladimiros Tsiotsis on top at the moment with a 2-second gap to the drivers behind. Drivers behind are Martin de Beck, Thomas Pontonen, who's just run a little bit wide at turn 3. That's going to slow him down. It's allowed Alberto Nasca around the outside on the braking zone. Big lock up from Nasca. He's going to run wide from that. Somehow he manages to stay on the circuit. Liam Hazeman, not so much. He runs all the way wide. Luckily, he's managed to avoid being overtaken by the number 56 of Linster there. But it's still Tsiotsis who leads, then de Beck, then Nasca, and then Pontonen is your top 4. Hazeman's just behind in the number 50 machine. Nasca now on the defensive line, under attack from Pontonen here, as we make our way towards the end of lap number 2. Another defensive line from Nasca, and Pontonen's trying to get a good exit right on the bumper of that number 88 machine. Heading through 12 and 13 now. Across they go to start lap number 2, and it's not the start that Alberto Nasca would have wanted. through Curva Grande once again. Got a little bit of a gap between the top 5 and the rest of the field, but the rest of the field is still pretty close. As we can see here. Number 3 car there, back in action. Almost a brand new car for the number 3. They've replaced quite a lot of it overnight. Another big lock up there for the right front of NASCAR. We heard sort of saying after yesterday's race that it looked like NASCAR was pushing quite hard. And it might be coming to bite him here because those tyres are not looking very fresh at all. With every lockup that he makes with that right front, it just gets worse and worse and worse. We'll see now through Curva Grande, a little bit of curb taken there on the inside by NASCAR. About half a second back as they make their way into the chimneys once again. Hazelman's catching up to them. This little group of 3. Oh, car off into the gravel. Doesn't look beached, but doesn't look like it's going anywhere fast. Number 16 is off as well. And it's the number 5. It is Siortsis, the race leader, out into the gravel and seemingly out of the race as well. Yes, he's going to get out of the car, and that is disaster. Ford Siortsis out of this race, and what was looking like it was going to be a runaway victory for the Cypriot. He's no longer going to be finishing this race, and that puts Dubek in the lead. NASCAR's in the battle for the lead in second place. We've also got Ponton and Hazelmans here, so it's your top 4 now that we can see making their way out of Torrentino now. And a lot of dust has been kicked up through S as well. A couple cars involved in some incidents at least, and I wonder what has happened there for Siortsis. Having such a consistent weekend so far, incredibly quick, completely out of the race, out of the car, and that is unfortunately Vladimiros's weekend over. So now we have got a 4-way battle for these top 4 spots. This is going to be interesting. So it's out of Chimney 2. That's a very odd place for the car to be. It looks like the only thing I can think of is a lockup. And here goes Alberto NASCAR, late on the brakes, around the outside into Campagnano. They're side by side heading out of turn 7 in towards turn 8. Now NASCAR takes the lead. And Dubek is going to be under massive fire here from Pontonen as well. You can see right on the bumper, all 3 of them. Is he going to try and make another move for the lead now? Very hard on the defensive line is NASCAR. A little bit unstable on the brakes, and Hazelman's going to use this as an opportunity to try and make up a position on Pontonen now as well. A wide line there, and a big move up the inside. They make contact into turn 11. NASCAR on the outside, stuck and being pushed wide by Dubek, and Dubek's car, oh, it's not looking good. Yep, front right. Massive damage to that car as well. Both of the top 2 completely out of the contention now. and for the Beck potentially out of the race as well. That looked like quite a lot of damage. Here we go then. We saw this battle yesterday. It wasn't for the lead though. Liam Hazemans versus Thomas Ponton, and they're going to go side by side through Cover Grande, and Liam Hazemans takes the lead. And there is Martin de Beck in the number 7 car, making his way into the pit lane. Stranded car of the number 5 of CEST out in the gravel there as we watch our lead 2. 5 seconds between them and the next nearest competitor. And we're going to see a replay now. Big move up the inside there. I think NASCAR just wasn't expecting it. And the two came together. Bit of a lock-up from both as well. And then they just got stuck together, trying to both make their way around the outside. And De Beck spinning up the tyres. And yeah, a lot of damage to that car. NASCAR down now into 7th position. And presumably you would expect with a bit of damage to that car as well. Hazemans extending his advantage. And that is a massive battle that is starting to appear here, as this part of the field is all bunched up. And now they've just stuck yesterday's race winner right into the midst of things. Still on the hunt, just behind the number 3 of Del So. And you can see there, yep, there's a little bit of bodywork hanging off the side. Yep, it's the, looks like the paint wrap there is just hanging off the side of NASCAR's car. And that's just going to be creating a lot of drag on the side of his car. Not helping his cause at all. But still seems to have the pace to catch up to the drivers in front, who are going to have a little battle of their own here. The number 3 and the number 69. It's Del So trying to get past the Cruiton. NASCAR's going to try and take both of them around the outside into Campagnano here. He's still side by side. He has to cede that position. He's on the grass there as well, but he has got past the number 3 of Del So. So NASCAR back up into 5th position here as they make their way through turn 8 once more. Approaching halfway distance in this race, and what a crazy first half of the race it has been. As they cross the line to start lap number 8. Your leader still, Liam Hazemans, out in front. 2.3 seconds is the advantage. He's only going to extend that advantage, it looks like, as well. Here comes NASCAR then into Curva Grande. They're going to go side by side, and NASCAR's going to get through in the number 88 up into 4th position now. So what a comeback drive that we are seeing here. As we're going to go side by side a little bit further back here, the number 24 and the number 27. 24 gets through, that's Malcorrect there, getting past Schobert. And this is interesting here. Seeing from race control, Liam Hazemans is getting a 10-second penalty for contact with Alberto NASCAR. So our race leader is going to have a 10-second penalty, and just looking at the timings at the moment, that would put him back down to P6, putting Pontonen in provisional lead of this race here. Also a drive-through penalty coming through for Martin Beck for the contact, again with Alberto NASCAR. That took both of them out of contention for the win in this race. And there he goes through the pit lane now. And back out onto the circuit. So this then becomes the battle for second and third. We've got Geoffroy in second position, effectively, in the number 33, and NASCAR effectively in third position, as it stands now. But they have to be careful. They need to not lose much more time to Hazemans in front, because, of course, it is a 10-second penalty. If they drop back another couple of seconds or so, then they're going to fall out of that 10-second window. So they've got to be careful. But NASCAR, despite the damage to his car, still having a lot of pace in that number 88 machine. Oh, a little bit wide there for NASCAR. He's on the grass. Kicks up a lot of dust as well. And starting to fall back a bit. I wonder if the tyres are just starting to fall off on the number 88 machine there. He's getting caught by the Groot now as well. And Delso looked to the inside for a moment, but decided against it. And that flap of bodywork sticking out of the car there, definitely not helping his cause either. So it's Hazemans who leads, Pontonen in second, Geoffroy in third, NASCAR in fourth, De Groot in fifth. Hazemans in front has a 10-second penalty. So as it stands now, you drop down into fourth position, just about. As it looks like we might have a little bit of side-by-side here almost. No, De Groot with a little bit of a bad exit out of Torrentino. And through Esther they go now. And well, Delso in the number 3 all over the back of yesterday's Legends Trophy winner. And they are going to go side-by-side out of the corner, down the back straightaway now. In towards Cava Grande. Are we going to see a lunge being made? No, they are going to go single file for now at least. They're also trying to get a good exit here to maybe make a lunge up into the chimneys. Looks to the inside and is going to think the better of it on this occasion. Hazemans pulling out a massive gap here. 10.1 seconds now is the gap to Geoffroy in third position. So Hazemans doing everything he can to try and build up that gap, and as it stands now, he's only dropped down to second place. As they head through turn 8 and 9 here, down towards turn 10. Bit of a lock-up from the number 3, but all over the rear bumper of the 69. Seems to be a car off there as well. It's a spin from the 69. De Groot on the brakes. Spinning the car around into turn 11 at Torrentino, and is going to lose quite a few positions from that. Unfortunate stuff there. With just 5 laps to go. Gifting the position to Delso there, who moves up into 5th position. I tell you what, 6 seconds is now the gap between Hazelmans and Pontonen. That gap is increasing quite rapidly. We could well see Hazelmans pull this off. If he can, 4 laps to do it, try and make his way 10 seconds clear of Pontonen behind. We'll see a replay now of that spin. And how many is it? 1. He's lost 2 positions, 3 positions, down into 11th from 5th. So he's lost a good 6 positions there. As the Dutchman. And into turn 11, Hazelmans go. We'll see when they cross the line what the gap is, but it was over a second that Hazelmans gained on Pontonen last time by, near enough 1.5 seconds. If he can do that for 3 more laps, it's going to be very tight as to whether Pontonen is going to be able to hold on to this provisional race victory. We'll see now. Hazelmans across the line. What's the gap going to be? Pontonen across the line now. 7.4. So with 3 laps to go, it's very much on here. Hazelmans could actually still take the race victory. The drama does not end just yet in EuroNASCAR 2. As there goes the number 50 now in towards Campagnano. On lap 13 of 15. Two and a half seconds needed from Hazelmans to gain on the driver behind. A little bit loose there mid-corner and on the exit as well. Gets over the sausage curbs a little bit. But it is a race against time for Hazelmans at this point to try and secure his 2nd race win of the season. Winning round 4 at Brands Hatch, of course, in a dramatic overtime finish. And his first at Vallelunga circuit. Across the line to start lap number 14. We'll have 2 laps to go. What is the gap going to be? If it's more than 8.5 seconds. It is more than 8.5 seconds. He's gained another 1.2 seconds to Pontonen on that lap. So this is going to be very tight stuff. By the time we reach the checkered flag. Meanwhile, NASCAR's managed to catch up quite a hefty gap to Joe Froen out. Right on the back of the number 33. And looking dangerous as well. Looking to the outside of Campagnano. He's loved this overtaking spot. Tried it quite a few times. Not going to work out on this occasion, and always slow out of the corner as well. Here comes Delso around the outside and towards turn number 9. And NASCAR's outbraked himself. It's going to be side by side. They almost make contact. Both cars spinning up the rears on the exit. They'll be side by side through turn 9 and in towards turn 10. NASCAR will have the inside line should be able to cover this one off. You can see there the entire body panel ripping itself apart there. Got to be distracting for the driver at least, but also just creating essentially a parachute in the back of that 88. The air is not going to be flowing nicely through that car at all. Lunge up the inside for the number 3, but it's not going to work out just yet. And the gap 9.8 seconds between Hazelmans and Pontonen as they come onto the final lap of the race. White flag in the air. Last season, Jacques Villeneuve won both races in EuroNASCAR Pro, one of which he had to overcome a 5-second penalty to take the win. That was impressive. Liam Hazelmans here, potentially on his way to do the same, but for a 10-second penalty. What a dramatic race that we have had here for round 6 of EuroNASCAR 2 at Vallelunga. And we still don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Into the twisty stuff here now. The easiest place to make a mistake for a driver. He just has to keep it clean. As they make their way round turn 11 now. Just 3 corners to go for Hazelmans. Has he done enough? He needs to gain 1.29 seconds. 0.129 seconds on this lap. Round the final corner, Liam Hazelmans will go and will take the checkered flag in first position here. But has he done enough? We have to wait for the number 23 to come around the final corner now. Pontonen comes across the line. And what is the gap between the drivers? 11.4 seconds. Hazelmans has it. Hazelmans has overcome a 10-second penalty to take the win here in EuroNASCAR 2. Round number 6, Liam Hazelmans is your race winner. And considering that the gap when the news came in was around 3 seconds, that is sensational from Liam Hazelmans. A dominant showing here in round 6 of the championship. Second race win of the season for the Dutchman as well. But what a dramatic race that was. First it was Vladimiros Tsiotsis out at Chimney 2 into the gravel, out of the race. Alberto Nasca taking the race lead away from Martin Dubeck. They make contact into turn 11 and give the race lead to Pontonen. And then Hazelmans came through to take the lead of the race, then gets a 10-second penalty and manages to get an 11.4 second gap to the driver behind. 5 different race leaders across the 15 laps here. What a thrilling end to EuroNASCAR 2 at Vallelunga in 2022. And it sounds like we have had a similar story there as well in the Lady Trophy. The winner, Del Castello, also had a 10-second penalty, I believe, and was 12 seconds ahead of Koloch in second place. Here comes Hazelmans now down into victory lane. what a massive performance from Liam there. .4 seconds, a gap built up in the majority of which in about 5 laps, so absolutely beautiful stuff from the number 50. Pontonen just missing out on the final lap. Up until then, had the provisional race win. But a dramatic race from start to finish in round number 6. And here he goes, out of the car, straight onto the top of it. A very, very happy Liam Hazelman's right there. Second race win of the season. Brilliant performance. And the very first thing that is required is, of course, a drink. It is still incredibly hot down at the circuit. Not quite the 32 degrees that we had yesterday, but still 25. Thomas Pontonen there making his way over to give us congratulations. And we're going to get to hear from the race winner now.
0.4 seconds that grant you the win in this race. What the hell was that?
Well, I really don't know. I mean, yeah, I started the race, and then, yeah, I got a bit tangled with Alberto. And then, yeah, so lost a couple of positions, 5th. And then, yeah, I saw they tangled each other here in the hairpin, but no, it was awesome because I was taking it quite easy, doing 42.1, 42.2, because I thought, okay, we're in the lead. And then I heard, okay, you have 10 seconds penalty, so I thought, okay, just push as hard as you can all the laps. I locked the tires like, I think 3 times or something, but yeah, it worked out. Incredible, so nice.
Congratulations, and yeah, celebrate that win.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andre. Come on, 2 times.
And understandably very happy Liam Hazelman's probably pretty exhausted after that one as well. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a massive amount of a break because after this, he is heading back into the car for EuroNASCAR Pro a little bit later on this afternoon. As the crowd have plenty of action to watch. And we're going to see the driver who nearly took the race win, but couldn't quite get there in the end. Looks like Andre's there with Thomas Pontonen.
Yeah, that was an interesting duel because he had a 10 seconds penalty. Were you aware of that?
No, I didn't know anything about it. I lifted my gas pedal because he was so far ahead, and I didn't know even that he had penalty, but quite okay P2. Not so much kilometers with this car. P2, I must be happy. And also, first ever Finnish person to be in podium in any NASCAR series.
1.4 seconds in the end between Hazelman and you when we count down the penalty. You said you didn't know it. Would you have pushed a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. I was so slow in the end. Even the last lap, I think I lost in there 1.5 seconds, but quite okay P2. Must be happy.
All right. Thank you so much and congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Well, that's such a shame for Pontonen there. Potentially could have been a different story. The very quick lap times being set by Hazelman's on those last few laps nonetheless. Would have been a very tough race for both of them. But they will make their way down the pit lane now, and we've got another driver down there with Andre, I believe the 3rd position driver.
Yes, and this is amazing. This is EuroNASCAR 2 because we have 3 rookie drivers on the podium, and we have here Paul Giuffreau. Last year Club Challenge, this year your maiden year, your first year in EuroNASCAR 2, and you're on the podium.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is just crazy. The race is crazy because there was some incident. I'm really happy because I don't really drive during the practice because of some mechanical issues. And yeah, I didn't. Before the race, I didn't believe that I could be on the podium. So this is like a victory for me.
All right, merci beaucoup. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hearing from your top three there in EuroNASCAR 2. That, of course, is not the only category that we have in EuroNASCAR 2. There's 4 different categories. And unfortunately, the podium for one is going to be identical to the podium of the other because, of course, as Andre just said, 3 rookies in the championship are in the top 3, which is incredible to think about. But the Rookie Cup being one of the 4 championships inside of EuroNASCAR 2. And that was a fantastic achievement for the rookie drivers here. And now we're going to speak with a pretty despondent looking, unfortunately, Alberto Nasca.
Alberto, different outcome today than yesterday. It was a crazy race. Just describe your feelings now.
Yeah, I mean, I was faster in the second half of the race, but I had engine problems. And that was really, really frustrating because I saw that I was recovering from everyone else. But as soon as I probably stayed in the slipstream and the damage that Dubek caused to my car didn't cool down the engine. So we probably had some kind of vapor lock, which means that the fuel was evaporating and was not going into the engine. And I had no engine. So every time I tried to pass in the outside, you saw that I was in the outside. And that moment I was flat, but the car was now moving. So that's why I couldn't pass, and keeping that car in front of me didn't allow me to cool down the engine, and I couldn't do it. I'm sorry for Tsiortsis because he's a great driver, great respect for him. I mean, great respect for all the drivers here, but I really don't understand what happened in Dubek's mind because that was not a try to overtake. That was such an irresponsible driving. That was unfair. And in the EuroNASCAR 2, I always saw fair drivers, really super correct. I really don't understand why did Dubek do that. Probably he was pissed because I passed him in the outside, I don't know. Probably he was pissed because I am new and I'm faster than him, I don't know. But I always respect the other drivers. I always leave space to the other drivers. If I see that I'm not closing the overtake, I prefer to go wide instead of hitting the other drivers. But Dubek, not only he hit me, but he kept accelerating. Like he was pushing me out. I really hope that they will see the telemetry to understand why he did that, because I don't know. I really hope it wasn't intentional, because I don't understand. If you're all the way behind in a 20-meter braking where there is no way to pass, not even by touching the other car, I really don't know what he wanted to do. He was slower, he saw it. When you're slower and somebody passes you, let him go, because you cannot overtake him again if you're slower. And really, I just want to know why he did that, really.
Okay. He got a drive-through penalty for that. Let's see what's happened afterwards. But okay, that's part of racing as well. I hope you enjoyed that weekend.
Yeah, I really hope that something more will happen, because I suggest to see the telemetry, because I heard his engine doing that. And if he's pushing me outside, probably I'm wrong. That's why I want to see the telemetry, because, you know, the sensation in the car may not be right. But I don't understand why he kept pushing me. That's so unfair, really.
I totally understand that, your frustration, but I hope you enjoyed your home event.
Congratulations to the winner, Edzemans. He deserved it. He was faster. And also to the other drivers. I still don't know the car, so I'm sorry about that. I need to learn. Who are the drivers?
Tuomas Pontinen.
Okay.
Tuomas
and Pontinen. So congratulations to them, because they were good.
All right, thank you so much.
An understandably frustrated Alberto Nasca there. Finishing in 5th position in the end. And yeah, visibly and audibly not happy with what happened earlier on in the race. It was a lot of contact that was made in turn 11. But they, yeah, very unhappy, Alberto NASCAR. They're still waving for the fans. The fans are still very happy with that. A little wave and the entire grandstand started to cheer there, which is awesome to see. But drama in the race and engine problems as well with damage to the car, and yet still managed to catch up and overtake quite a few people. So still a very impressive drive there from Alberto NASCAR. And he'll have to cast his eyes forward just a little bit to Most next round. We'll get some replays of what happened at the start. A brilliant start in the number 54 as well, as they make their way through, but unfortunately changed lanes before the start finish line, and well, that is a penalty, 10-second penalty at that. Didn't end up losing any positions because of that though. There is NASCAR there getting past Pontonen. Big lock-up on the inside front tyre. Hazelman's going a little bit wide, but unfortunately Tsiotsis out of the race. Still unsure exactly what happened there. I don't think there were any back markers in the way, so no contact was made. Must have used a lock up and into the gravel. Got a bit beached. Around the outside, Alberto NASCAR taking the lead of the race, and then drama as they make contact, as you've just heard described by the driver of the 88 himself, causing both drivers to drop very far back. Quite a lot of damage to both cars in that one as well. And then a spin for De Groot in the number 69, allowing the number 3 to make his way through. And side by side, near the end of the race for Alberto NASCAR. Manages to maintain that position though. Across the line came Liam Hazelmans. We still didn't know if he had won the race though. Managed to gain a lot of time. Pontonen unaware that there was a penalty. Easing off the throttle, combination of various factors means that Hazelmans is your winner here in EuroNASCAR 2 for round number 6. Podium is ready to go. Third place driver there, Paul Geoffroy. Onto the third step of the podium, the Frenchman, Thomas Pontonen, into heat number 2. And Liam Hazelmans onto the top step of the podium for the second time this season. Brilliant stuff there from these 3 drivers. A few drivers in the mix taken out of it, but still, for 3 rookie drivers, incredible performance to make it a 1, 2, and 3 for the rookies. Top 3 drivers getting their trophies now. And we will hear the national anthem of the Netherlands for Liam Hazelmans.
For the winner, now it's time for the photo, please.
And the national anthem there of the Netherlands for Liam Hazelmans. And now,
thank you guys, and now it's time
for the champagne. Always quite funny to watch the drivers try and get the tops of the champagne bottles off in time. Who's going to get it first? It is Hazelmans. Some confetti there as well, and champagne going everywhere. Absolutely drenched is Hazelmans now. Hopefully, Liam's got another race suit because he's still got EuroNASCAR Pro. And that one is thoroughly drenched in champagne now. Your top three in EuroNASCAR 2 then. Overall, Paul Jaffer in P3, Tuomas Pontonen in P2, and your winner, Liam Hazelmans.
Perché adesso viene presentato il nuovo leader del campionato, Alberto NASCAR, e a presentarlo il direttore Whelen Italia.
And now the presentation of the red banner after this weekend. Still just about on top, but that gap significantly reduced after this race to Liam Hazelmans. It's going to be a fantastic second half of the season for these guys. But NASCAR will still be leading the championship when we head to the Czech Republic later on this year. Up next on the podium, it is the Legends Trophy, and the first driver to make their way out onto the podium in third position, Miguel Gomez in the 46 machine. In second position, it is Melvin de Groot in the number 69. With Yevgen Sokolovsky up onto the top step of the podium there. And we'll see the drivers be presented their trophies now. Drivers in the Legend Trophy, third position Miguel Gomez, second position Melvin de Groot. And your winner, Yevgen Sokolovsky from the number 48 machine. That is your Legends Trophy for EuroNASCAR 2 drivers over the age of 40 years old. And up next is going to be a familiar sight. It is the Rookie Trophy for EuroNASCAR 2 drivers in their first NASCAR season. Back onto the podium will go our overall top three, because we did have an overall Rookie 1, 2 and 3. Paul Jofro, Tuomas Pontonen and Liam Hazelmans back up into their positions on the podium. Bit of deja vu here on the podium for the Rookie Trophy. A very, very strong rookie field that we have in the championship at the moment. Incredibly strong. Of course, leader of the championship, Alberto NASCAR, not on the podium, 5th position, but leading the championship, also a rookie. So very strong rookie championship that we've got here this season in EuroNASCAR 2. As they make their way off the podium, the 5th and final podium presentation is of the Lady Trophy for female drivers in EuroNASCAR 2. Alina Labnager in the number 94 car in third position. Alia Kolok in second position from the number 29 machine, and the winner in the Lady Trophy for EuroNASCAR 2, Luli Del Castello. Overcoming a 10-second penalty, just as Liam Hasemans did, to finish 12 seconds ahead of Elia Koloc there at the end. 10-second penalty given for a starting infringement. Change lanes before crossing the start-finish line, which you're not allowed to do in the rolling starts. But just too quick out there and takes the top step of the podium. In the Lady Trophy. Well, that is all from the podium now as well. And that is all from EuroNASCAR 2 for round number 6 from Vallelunga as well. Let's take a look at what we've got coming up still today, because we still do have EuroNASCAR Pros, round number 6 at Vallelunga. That is coming up in a couple of hours' time at 1 p.m. local time. Well, thank you everybody for watching us. We'll be back in a couple of hours on EuroNASCAR Live and on our associated platforms. Stick with us. We'll be back with EuroNASCAR Pro very, very soon.